We're looking at SPY here on the weekly chart. Now, if we just look at the weekly chart for what it's worth, you would say, oh, a little indecision, right? Not a whole lot, little doji here on this weekly chart, not a whole lot of movement. But we know that because we were in the trenches in here this past week, that there actually was a lot of volatility from day to day for the overall markets in here. We did have an uptick in the VIX, and we did have that nice little volatility from basically from Wednesday into Friday, just kind of up and down, more or less range bound, because we did have all those catalysts back to back to back in here for us on the tail end of the week. So going forward, what are we looking at in the overall markets? Well, obviously, you have a lot of earnings catalysts coming up this week as well. So we're going to see how NVIDIA and AMD and everything, how they are going to, and Palantir, how they are going to affect the overall markets, what's going to happen, where the safe haven's going to be in and out of this week. But all in all, we're looking at the all-time highs, 689.70 as our major resistance in here. 685 is going to be a strong point for us to focus on as we're going up there. But until then, if we cannot breach that 685, then we're going to be looking at the 664 as a major player for us in support. But between then and here, or there and here, we're looking at 673. Basically, it's 674 for a nice place for us to kind of set up shop, and also 680. So on the way down, our key level is going to be that 664. It's kind of where our 9-day EMA is. That's where a healthy pullback would be. That would be kind of like our worst case pullback in here if we do get an outlier move in the next few weeks or so. But really, you have 680 and 674 in here on the downside, as well as we get a nice pop to the upside. 689 is where we want to be. That's going to be our biggest resistance, but the 685s are going to be a place for us to kind of keep an eye on as well. Now, our implied volatility is sitting at 17, or I guess our IV rank. You have right around a $4 expected move priced in by Monday, $6 by Tuesday. If you go all the way out to Wednesday, right around a $7 expected move. So we'll see what happens in here on the weekly chart for SPY. We're going to keep an eye on those key levels that we just mentioned. We're going to see what happens, see if we can get some good movement in here with our VIX being up in those mid 17s. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you're interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.